Let me check whether this is streaming. Okay. All right. Okay. Today I want to talk about valuing yourself, self-value. I have written down some notes, and I am going to refer to them. I'm not going to read them out. I'm going to try and speak from my mind as much as possible. My name is Fatima Sidibe, and what I have for you today is it's really about self-value, but what I want to start with is not valuing yourself, because that's where most people start. And if you are at a place where you don't really value every aspect of yourself, or you find it very hard to value yourself, it's okay. I don't want you to be discouraged, because like I said, that's where most people start, and it makes sense that we start there, and I'm going to explain why. First of all, let me define what it means to value, what value means. And I got this definition from Google. And it says what value means, the definition of value is principles or standards of behavior, or one's judgment of what is important in life. So principles or standards of behavior. That alone is it's kind of problematic, but it's not problematic. But the reason why I'm saying that is because who determines these standards and who determines these principles? The collective consciousness. So the values that you hold most likely, or very likely, have been given to you by the collective consciousness. So if you find yourself not valuing your own unique self, it makes sense, because the values that you were given since the time you were born were not your own. And so do not feel embarrassed or ashamed that you don't value all of yourself. And I know a lot of people in this industry, in the coaching industry, in the personal development industry, and in the self-help industry, will say you need to value yourself. You need to value yourself. You need to value your skills. You need to value your talents. But most people don't start there. I didn't start there. 4 or 5 years ago, I was nowhere near I am now. I am still on the journey of fully valuing myself. There are still aspects of myself that I don't really value, but I understand why, and I know why it makes sense, because from the time you were born into a consciousness, a collective consciousness, and you were raised by people who already had their values set for them. Your parents, your caregivers, the people that were in your community, the people that you were surrounded with, the people that raised you, they gave you their values. They gave you your religion, the things that you believe in, whether it's Christianity, Islam, Baha'i, Hinduism, whatever religion it is. It's not your own. It's not your own religion. The way you dress, it's not sourced from your own self, from your own self, likes, from your own from your own way, the way you see the way you see the world. No, you dress according to the way the people in your community or the people in your family dress. Like your sense of style, you got it from what you think or what you see the standard is, or what you see is revered in your community. What you eat, when you were young, you didn't have a choice of what food to eat. You ate what you were given. So you were not given the choice to actually have enough space to find out what it is that you value, so you can go out and get it. No, you were given probably a couple of choices or no choices at all in terms of food, and you had to eat those food that they put in front of you. So the television, the TV that you're watching, the TV programs, all of these things determine what the society sees as what is valued and what is supposed to be revered, what is supposed to be liked, what is supposed to be the standard. And so therefore, it is, you were born into a consciousness that already has their values set for you and for the consciousness. And so therefore, if you start there with not valuing yourself, it is not a bad thing. That's where you're supposed to start. You're supposed to start with not valuing yourself. Most people start there. It's very rare you see somebody just born into our collective consciousness and they completely have their own sense of self, and they have their own complete sense of have their own uniqueness, because they were raised by people who gave them their values. And it is much more, the reason why I said it's actually better for you to start off not valuing yourself. Now, when you start off not valuing yourself, when you now are on the journey of valuing, now finding your own self-value, now you have the opportunity to choose. You have the opportunity to choose what you can value. You have the opportunity now to take time every day and ask yourself, what is it that I value? Do I value this? Do I value this kind of dress? Do I value this kind of outfit? Do I value this kind of food? Do I value watching this kind of program? Do I value this kind of business that I'm running? What is it that I value? And that is what makes it much more stronger, and it makes it much more potent, because now you are using your own life experience. You are using your own journey, your own personal journey. You're using your own unique path to determine and to realize your own values. And that is what makes it much more powerful than somebody who given you, if somebody had given you their values. What did I want to say again about that? So to value yourself simply means to revere the way you are, to revere the way you live your life, to revere the way you find out about life, to revere the way you to revere the way you experience your life, to revere the way you talk, to revere the way you walk, to revere the way you eat, to just hold everything that you do in esteem, regardless of how other people are doing it. And that takes it takes time. It doesn't have to take time, but for most people it does, because it means you have to remove yourself from what people around you are doing. You have to remove yourself from the influences of other people. You have to remove yourself from the influence of what they are saying to you. You have to remove yourself from the influences of their suggestions. You have to remove yourself from what you are seeing other people doing and the way they are doing it. And you have to now find a way of seeing your own way of doing things as the one that is as the one that you value much more than you would value anybody else's, because now you understand that your own path has its own value. Your own path is singular, and your own path is your own path has value in itself. It has value outwith the people around you and their paths. It doesn't have to look the same. Your path does not have to look like somebody else's path. Your path does not have to look like your sister's path, your brother's path, your mom's path, your friend's path. No, your path is your path. The way you experience life, um, you're allowed to have completely different experiences, and you are allowed to have completely different values. You allowed to have completely different values in your life. This video will not be long. I'm just gonna name three ways in how it looks like when somebody starts to value themselves. When you start to value yourself, what matters to you gets reduced, and you have more time for yourself. When you start to value yourself, you're now concerned with yourself more than anybody else. You don't really care that much about what other people want you to do, what other people think about you. Your own path is what is important to you and what matters to you. And so therefore, the things that begin to matter to you are reduced, because before you valued yourself, you were taking care of everybody else. You were, if for instance you live in a big family or you have lots of friends, and you were raised to value what other people think about you, what other people say to you. You were raised to value other people liking you, and and you were raised to value pleasing other people. In order for you to do that, you had to probably do things for them, and oftentimes you had to do things that you didn't like doing. And so you find out that you have to do a lot of things because you have to please a lot of people. You have to please your friends, you have to please your family, you have to please your colleagues, your boss, your business partners, or whatever. You have to please a lot of people for them to like you. When you start valuing yourself, all of that gets cut out, because now you understand that, now you know that you don't have to value them, you value yourself. And so what matters to you gets reduced, and so therefore you have more time for yourself, you have more time to focus on yourself. Let's say, for instance, if you used to, I don't know, help somebody, one of your friends, do shopping. They'll call you and say, can you please help me, go with me shopping. Maybe let's say every week they'll call you and tell you, can you please help me go shopping with me? And then you have another friend that tells you, can you please help me go to the help me wash my car? And then maybe I know somebody else ask you, can you please help me with some money? All of that is time out of the week that you're giving other people, that you thought you were required to do because you were raised to value what other people think about you, and you were raised to value other people liking you. And so therefore you had to give them time, you have to do things for them to like you. Once you stop doing that, now you only have time for yourself. Now you don't feel bad again. You tell the person that wants you to help them go shopping, and the other person that wants you to help them wash their car. You tell them, no, I'm reading a book. I'm gonna stay at home today and I'm gonna read a book. You do what is important to you, because now you value your own self, and so you are at the top of your own list, not other people. So that's the first way. I have three. I just have how many points do I have here? Two. Yeah, the second thing that also happens when you start to value yourself is that you stop comparing yourself to other people. You stop comparing yourself to other people because you understand that you are you and they are they, and you are different. And so what they are doing in their life is different from what you're going to be doing. And so your experiences and your journeys in life are going to be different. And so now you don't you don't put them on the same level as you are because you think you are in a race, because you understand that you understand that you're different from them and they're different from you, and so therefore your paths cannot be the same. And so therefore you're not in competition, and because you're not in competition, you're not even on the same level, you're not even in the same what will I call it, you're not even in the same what would I call it, you're not on the same path, so therefore there's nothing to compare to. You understand that your path is yours and their path is theirs, so there's nothing to compare, because nothing about them is similar to you and nothing about you is similar to them. Yes, you may have been raised in the same community, you may have even been raised in the same family, but you're not the same. You're not going to have the same experiences, you're not going to learn the same lessons, and even if you learn lessons that are similar, there's still going to be some difference. That's the second thing that's going to happen to you. That's going to happen. You're not going to stop comparing yourself to other people. And I forgot to write, I didn't write a third point. Yeah, once you value yourself too, you value everything about you. You value, like I said before, you value how you do things. You value how you are. You value your own gifts and your talents. And you're now in a league of your own. You're not looking at anybody. You're not looking at anybody else for what they're doing. You're just focusing on yourself, because you just understand. You just now value yourself more than the collective. And you are not. Most of us are not taught this. Most of us have been raised in an environment of contrast. And there was a whole point to this. There was a whole point to making sure that people were raised to value the collective and to value the collective standard, because that's how we could keep the collective consciousness, we could keep the frame of the collective consciousness together. I don't want to go into that in this video, but it was just necessary for you to value what the collective valued at a certain point. And there's no shame in that. It's all just part of evolution. It's all part of development and expansion. And I will be talking more about how you can value yourself. I left that out. I will be putting that in a workbook, and I will be giving that workbook out at the end of this series of videos, and I will explain a little bit more about what's going to be in the workbook as I go on with the videos that I'm doing. So yeah, I don't want to make long videos. This is all I have for right now, and I think I've said everything I needed to say. I wanted to keep it short, just about value, self-value. All right, okay. I will see you again tomorrow. Have a great day wherever you are, and bye-bye.